Hi, welcome. Thank you again for joining me along this journey. We have reached the third installment of the series, Living Life on the Other Side of Fear, Thriving After Domestic Violence. And this third piece really, I think, is one of the most important pieces in this entire journey because it's really about creating your safe space. So in this video, I'm inviting you into my safe space. And this can be made anywhere. And I think what we have to understand that the operative word in that sentence is my. So it's really all about you. And in creating this safe space, it was actually quite pivotal in allowing me the opportunity to move through and actually out of my abusive relationship. It was in making a safe space for myself in even small, what maybe some might consider as mundane ways, was what gave me the confidence and the strength to actually be able to leave. So when things were difficult, when I was experiencing domestic violence, one way that I found to be helpful was to create a literal safe space for yourself. When I mean a physical safe space, sometimes that's actually quite monumental in really allowing yourself the space to be and to be present with what you're feeling and what you're experiencing. And what are some of the ways that we can look at how our environment can support our betterment? So for me, I enjoy cleanliness, I enjoy soft fabrics, I enjoy vibrant colors, I enjoy words of affirmation. I also enjoy going close to the riverbank and being close to water and nature and sort of just grounding my feet in the grass and just feeling that and listening to the current rush by, listening to the sounds of nature. Those are ways in which I can be able to create safety within myself. During the time that I was experiencing domestic violence, it was quite difficult at times to find time on my own. So what things I would do is I would light candles around. I love candles. I love scented candles. I love scented oil, essential oils. I really love to indulge my senses in that way. And I would light candles. I would read books in the bathtub where I knew I could lock the bathroom door. And that would help me to create a safe container for me to be in and for me to reside in and for me to exist in so I can be with me. And I think it's really important, and I think it's really pivotal for us to start to be able to create safety within ourselves. We need a container to be able to play and to be able to be effective in our light. And I think when we're intentional about creating that space is where we are able to thrive. And this is a very effective technique, I would say, in this process, because you will definitely experience some pushback from your abuser. Your abuser really isn't used to seeing you prioritizing yourself in any form. So you taking the intentionality and the steps forward to create a safe space for yourself will be met with resistance. And that's why it's so important. I think that's why it's one of the most important things, because this is when I find that this is when your abuser, when your partner maybe becomes really cognitively aware that you're trying to separate yourself or you're trying to create space, you're trying to create boundaries. And so this is why it's important. It's really crucial to continue to create safety for yourself wherever you can, wherever that will be for you. For some, it might be at a place of work. For some, it could be at another family member's home or a friend's home or something of that nature. So it's really important to allow yourself the opportunity to create a safe space for yourself. And if you find that that's really very difficult to do, then I would definitely implore you to reach out to your support system. Reach out to your support system. Reach out to anyone, someone who you know would be able to show you some compassion and empathy. And that way you can get some safety in your life, some barriers, some sort of space, so that way you can process and think and be able to make a clear decision and make clear steps for you to move forward if that's what you're choosing to do. So again, this video for me is just really an introduction into just allowing yourself to know that safety is absolutely your birthright, and it's pivotal for us to be able to grow. It's pivotal for us to be able to move forward. We need to create the building blocks and the foundational blocks of safety first, and that starts within. And when your environment, when your external world doesn't necessarily mirror that, it can be quite jarring, it can be quite nerve-wracking, it could be quite unsettling. And that's why I truly believe in creating a safe space within myself first. And sometimes that could be exemplified in my immediate surroundings. So thank you again for joining me on today's video. We have the very last video coming up in this installment next week. I'm so glad that you've been joining me on this journey. This has been very therapeutic for myself, and I hope for others as well. It's been a pleasure.